I'm going to have some more changes coming up for the company after, let me see, after a 2 month period is up. We won't have anything on the site. And then after that month is up, I am going to have a new screen paint for the customers only. And this will allow them to be able to even the playing field. Because like I said, our technology allows our customers to be able to do all the things that they can't do with gray and white screens or certified screens. They don't have to spend the money for these overpriced, expensive screens. They don't have to have expensive projectors to fix the problem that the screens can't do. And they don't have to go through the crazy nonsense as we read in some of those other projectors. Good grief, I mean, absolutely unbelievable. So we're going to have something on the site after a month because some things I'm going to have to work out and things I'm doing with the contracts. So that way we can have something there for the customers. Also, too, I am getting myself a showroom for myself because I do want to be able to display the technology of some things I actually been working on, some other projects. And this will give me a chance to put these products and display them the way I want to. So there are going to be things I'm going to be doing outside the contract also, these contracts. All right, so what we have here in this demonstration is simple and plain. I see a lot of demonstrations in the dark. So if they want to play in the dark, we can also go in the dark also. But we can also show you in the dark where a gray and white screen can't pick up at all, period. As you can see, the screen you're seeing there is painted. Oh, by the way, we had a couple of people asking, what can you paint it on? We have a specification sheet, all tests done based on what you can paint it on. That surface right there is canvas. You know, those paintings that you buy at Walmart, that's what that actually is. We just rolled over top of it with the roller and converted that into a screen. One coat application, done. All right, so as you can see, there is a ton missing. My projector I'm using is a Sony VPL FH30. It is 1920 by 1200, full 1080p, WXGA, and its projector is 4300 lumens. As I explained to you before, if you're in a dedicated theater room and you're using a white or gray screen, that's how much light you're bouncing all over the place, where that screen is absorbing everything on the other end. That's why black screens are better and dedicated theater rooms or any place you can think of. Now, one of the things we get the most when I'm talking to customers, they say, well, when they're explaining their environment, I'm going to be in the dark anyway. Not really going to see much of a difference. Yes, you are going to see much of a difference. The problem is you've been staring at a screen on a standalone with nothing else there, and you don't have nothing to compare it to. If you think not, go get yourself one of those high-end certified gunmetal screens, stick that up against that screen, turn out the lights or lights on with difference to make, and you'll see why your people are paying $3 to $5 grand for these screens. So there is a big difference. So what most people will go through, they'll tell themselves the big lie. Now, the big lie is basically, I've done it myself. This is where you tell yourself that all the pretty bells and whistles that your projector has, you're going to be able to see this regardless of the color of your screen. You're going to get this anyway. To find out you won't get this. This is what's going to lead you to forum sites, trying to figure out how to fix your washed out image, why your picture quality looks horrible. And then you're going to be told you're going to have to calibrate a machine you just spent a whole bunch of money for. Or, those of you, you're going to be stuck in these ambient light, if not dark environments, because your screen's going to have issues. I'm here to show you in the next couple of days that even in a dark environment, your screen still is a fail. Now, interesting. My walls in this environment are gray. Actually, a very interesting gray. Oh, screens are ambient light projection technology. We can pull in fully lit environments. But as I said before, that these walls are very interesting gray. These walls are almost close, I say extremely close to Network Gray 773, which happens to be a house paint that can match at least 90% of the screen paints on the market. This is why it's important to do those tests called black versus black. They should be doing something called gray versus gray. The The reason why you don't see these tests done, because again, they'll match. And again, a lot of these products are not fully tested. So we've seen some incidents where people have actually tried this, just try to do this test, and they failed miserably in the test. They actually matched the paint. So, how well do I think they're going to match? Well, I think in the next couple of weeks, we go place some orders. We lay them against this wall, and I guarantee you, they're going to match with no problem. Which means my entire place is coated with the colors of other people's screen paints. Now, that's the reason why we have some people come at us and say, well, what about your products against a black wall? Well, we've done those tests. They're called black versus black. We got them peppered all through our test demonstrations, because we're asked that question all the time. What's the difference between your product and black paint, black fabric, and black film, and black this and that and other? We've done it. We've done it to death. But this is just to show you, even in the dark, this is how badly your screen is pulling up. Now, like I said, for anyone who wants to argue or say at the end of the day that my walls in my apartment is not going to match your product, I'll go out and buy your product and I'll put it against this wall and I guarantee it'll match. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said, when I say all gray screens, you're going to have people out there and say, nah, it's not the same as my paint. Mine's different. Well, if you have any tests, if you can send me over some tests where I can see this is true, if you've done multiple tests on different forms of great products and you're not matching any of them, then yeah, I would love to see that. But other than that, no. So as you can see in the dark, on our 4300 lumen full 1080p Sony venue projector, not home theater, this is a venue projector. If anything's going to pick up a venue projector, it should be a pull. These are used for commercials. The gray screen's not picking up any contrast. It's not picking up any color. This is why you're told to calibrate. And even in a dark environment, it can't help you. Oh, by the way, there's a white sheet of paper right about there on the screen. So that tells you at the end of the day that white and gray screens aren't too far off. They're just almost alike. Just a little bit of a hiccup, and not a game changer. Now, in our technology, we have never claimed for our products to pull 100% white levels. As a matter of fact, go to every single shopping cart, and anytime I've done a white versus white demonstration, we take white surfaces, put it against our screens, 1000 lumen projector, ultra short throw projectors. We do this inside, we do this outside. We will tell you that any screen is going to basically drop a little bit in white levels. If any gray screen paints out there are telling you that they produce, no, they do not. The only screen that can produce a 100% white screen is another white screen. That's it. You will drop. The darker your product is, it will start to drop. The important thing is that the darker product has the ability to maintain higher white levels and a perfect balance, which allow you to see those bright, beautiful colors passing across the screen. The screen can't see it. What's going to happen is the color is going to come out too dark and it's going to become unwatchable. This is why we have test demonstrations showing the product at 129 inches versus several white surfaces and black surfaces at the same time at 1,000 to 5,000 lumens. See, people, these are the tests that have to be covered when you're selling a product. And this is why these test demonstrations need to be displayed. I see a lot of demonstrations of people sitting in the dark. So I figured to myself, you know what? Let's start doing more demonstrations in the dark. We already know we're ambient light projection from the door. We don't need to prove that anymore. We're done on that. Let's go into their world and show them exactly what they're missing. Now, I'm going to have a display such like this. I told you I'm in the process of renting out a showroom, and this is one of the demonstrations we're going to have on display. Nice big gray and white wall with this technology laying against it in a projector just like you're seeing right now. And this will allow customers to walk in and get a good idea of what they're really getting. Because a lot of people walk in there are going to have white projection screens. A lot of these people are going to be sitting in the dark, and we get that same story. Well, I'm going to be in the dark. What's the point? And that shows you how much you're missing. It's a shame because if you have a name brand projector, these are projectors that have a great deal of power. They do. The problem is you never will experience this power because your screen cheats you in seeing what the projector is designed to do. And this is an old model. That's a 2012 sitting behind me. So imagine the company who developed this Sony VPO FH30 did it in a showroom. Of course, they had it on a white screen because I saw the demonstration. Had it on a white screen, and they're talking about the colors and the contrast and this, that, and the other. And they really never saw the true potential of their product due to the fact that they cheated the projector's performance because they displayed it on a white screen. And now we here are today with the 2012 model, and we're getting these results. It also shows our customers at the end of the day, no expensive projectors needed. Nobody really wants to go out and spend $2,500 for a projector to $5,000 just to be sitting in the dark with a poor image and poor contrast. I love that black background, I really do. I wish you had more of these on the screen, like bypassing each other. This would make a nice virtual fish tank. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
And this is something I don't see in demonstrations. They'll show you some colors. They're all mixed together. You're supposed to be to see solid colors, which is very important because it shows you exactly what you're actually bringing up. There you go. This is what you're supposed to see in demonstrations on a daily. You need to see exactly where your colors are coming up at. As you can see, we have the white surface right there and the gray surface, which is just not picking up anything at all. This is why you're told in demonstrations, the picture quality will look much better once you calibrate, because you have no choice. You are definitely going to have to calibrate. I have never, ever told any of my customers, as long as I've been in business, to calibrate a projector. For what? I don't even want to calibrate one. Why would I tell you to calibrate one? At the end of the day, I do not want to be sitting there fiddling around trying to calibrate a projector. Now, let me explain to some people who do not understand what calibrating is. Changing the brightness on your projector, a simple menu that you have in there, is not calibrating your projector. There's a program, there's software on showing you how to properly calibrate a projector. Sometimes these companies will hire a professional to come in and bring this disc in or whatever they got a program to calibrate the projector. But that's not calibrating the projector. That's adjusting your menu. That's what that is. This one's playing with me.
CarMax is reimagining car buying for you, so you can buy online or on the lot, all with an unmatched 30-day money-back guarantee. That's car buying reimagined. CarMax.
Can we get our fire display? Here we go. I like this. I got an idea of putting in a virtual fireplace. We got this black spray on formula, and I'm gonna do a virtual fireplace. Is that cool or what? By the way, in this demonstration, that background is supposed to be black, not gray. This is why when you see me watch demonstrations and I go, oh yeah, they're not picking up black. You know why? You see that ashy look right here? That real ashy look? This is what we see in screens all the time. When I'm watching demonstrations, I see this real ashy look to it. You're not supposed to see that there. Now, if you're wondering what screen paint we have here, this is a complete cinema. This is that technology. Now, I'll explain this again as we're watching the burning flame. We are going to be, yes, removing the remaining of the screen paints off the site after 2 months. 1 month, there'll be nothing on this site at all, period. I'm going to be working out a few things. Now, I have also made the decision myself that, yeah, it is nice to have contracts, but still, I do like my hands-on with my customers. So I'm going to bring out one product that'll be with the site. That'll be a gunmetal version of a 57. We're definitely going to have that out. So that will allow the customer, also too, it evens the playing field. It really does. And to show you how advanced the technology is, we're going to level every gunmetal certified screen and even screen paint that's claiming to be gunmetal against that technology. Now, once we completed that task, we are going to make this available for the customers, which means now they will have an advanced technology on the market that's better than any certified gunmetal and any gray screen paint that claims to be gunmetal. You will see exactly what true gunmetal technology looks like, and it will be affordable for our customers. And yes, it will be available worldwide, free shipping. You will not be paying a dime to have it shipped anywhere you want in the world, as we usually do. I am also planning to also get a couple of storefronts, which I do want control of that because, again, giving someone a contract, they'll do things their way, but sometimes when you're the designer of it, you want to do things your way. So with that, I can do things the way I want to do them. So I'm going to have my own storefront, and I got certain select products that I want to use in those storefronts because, again, when I sign contracts, my contracts isn't for all our technology. Oh, heck no, that'd be stupid at the end of the day. It's for what we allow them to be able to use. That's what the contracts are for. Because if that's the case, that means if something goes bad with the contract or something goes wrong, we literally have a contract saying that they have connections to all our stuff, which we don't do that at all, period. I learned that the hard way. Don't do that stuff. I literally had to wipe an entire company from the build it from the ground up. I went through that mess. I literally put my whole company out there. So learning from that business mistake, we named what they're allowed to have. So with this gives me the freedom to branch outside of a contract and be able to develop what I want and what I like and display what I want. I have a technology coming out called Cinema Flow. It's not in their contract. Alpha technology, not in their contract. Anything we develop in the 57s, they can't touch it. They can't have it. Now, if they're hearing this, they're quite aware of it. I've had these conversations very upfront with people. I'm very blunt. I will contact you, have this conversation. I will tell you what and what you can have. You will not get possession of 90 or 100% of my technology. It's not going to happen. You are allowed to only sell exactly what we put on the selection list that you can sell, and that's basically about it. Because I have things that I'm developing, I'm working on, and I don't want them a part of that. I want the freedom to do what I want to do sometimes, you know? And you should have it that way. And if they don't want to do it, then who cares? At the end of the day, I have the dominant technology. You can't find my technology. You can't design. You can't build it. Only we have rights to this. So, yeah, but we don't have any problems like that at all. Everybody's playing nicely, and that's the way it should be. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to get myself a couple of storefronts, and it's just the way I want to design it, where I want to hook it up, where I want window glass display with our technology. Oh, they don't have access to AdTech. AdTech is ours. So they're not touching that with a 10-foot pole, ever. So AdTech is mine. I designed that. So we're going to have window displays, we're going to have ceilings, we're going to have floors, and one of the demonstrations we're going to have is we're going to have a display where you're going to see multiple projectors. You're going to see 4K, or 720p, 1080p, and 4K all being on display. So customers can see at the end of the day that you really don't have to spend the money for a high-end projector just in order to get an amazing image, which we showed you in demonstrations also. A lot of my demonstrations that I do here are going to be displayed in those stores, including this one right here, which shows our customers at the end of the day that if you have a white screen and you go to a form site and somebody instructs you to paint it gray, how it's still going to be a fail at the end of the day. Starfield screensaver. You know it's coming.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm clearly looking at you under my desk. Can you remove yourself in that area, please? Hey, sorry for a minute, hold for a minute. What are you doing? Get away from there. This is the reason why I come in the morning, plug stuff up, and stuff don't work, because you're pulling cables out. That's Taku, the electrician, under my desk. I saw his ears moving back and forth. He'll pull cables out, and I'll get up tomorrow morning, hit something, they won't even trigger. I'm like, what the freak? I'm down there doing yoga under my freaking desk trying to figure out what the heck you disconnected. Cut that out. All right, simple and plain. Starfield screensaver. I can hit this with 20,001, won't even pick up. When I finally finish the area back there in the back, look at this joker right here. Look at this joker right here. It's hard as can be. Hey, let's go. I swear, like 3-year-old kids. They're just like 3-year-old kids. The minute you get on camera, they figure out when to do dumb stuff. Anyway, I am desk. We are getting the P2. It's definitely coming. But before we do that, there's some things I have to do in this place first before I can bring furniture or anything I want in this place. And the carpet needs to be taken care of. Once that's established, which shouldn't take long at all, then I can buy my luxury sofa, which I cannot wait to get. I was doing my measurements today for the floor, and then I can start setting up for my display for the P2, which is going to be on a whopping 161-inch screen. If this projector has widescreen capability, I can get 168 out of it, which I'm hoping it does. But if it doesn't, we're going to turn this in here to 235.1, and we're going to be using here a VIII ultra short throw here also. So we're going to have several ultra short throws running into place. Long throw and ultra short throw. I'm still going to have my Christie in the next room, so my Christie is going to be mounted to the ceiling. So that way, if I want to swap back and forth for demonstrations, I can trigger the long throw, which is 21 feet back, or I can use an ultra short throw P2. All right, so as you can see, lights out, 100%. This is what your black level is supposed to look like. If you look at the stars and everything, the search screen is maintaining white levels because you can see the stars with no problem, but you're not picking up contrast here. This is what I see when I watch demonstrations, when I see contrast levels barely gracing the screen, because I told you, they don't show you star field demonstrations. They don't show you contrast demonstrations because it'll wash out. If that screen is gray or white, it's not going to pick up. And if you don't believe me, ask Google. Now, for those of you who are saying, what do you mean by ask Google? Yeah, one day I just was on a live stream and I happened to type in, what is the benefit of a black screen? And clearly states that black screens are more superior technology. We got a nice little pretty, some abstract art over here.
You get that. Savannah, if you don't get your monster ass hands off my body wash.
I want you to clean the oven and mop the stuff.
We can bypass that. Here we go. One thing I do miss out of all my screens is I miss my ceiling. That's what I do miss. But I'm gonna buy a house right when I leave from here, so I'll be doing my ceiling. That's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very, very interesting because I'm looking at getting a Victorian home. And if you ever seen the ceilings in the Victoria home, they are up there. They're really up there. I'm not going up on a ladder. I don't have a fear of heights, but a ladder kind of freaks me out. Nah, I'm just gonna hire somebody to go up there and do it. Because that would look nice. The ceilings are going to be about 15 to 16 feet high. Can you imagine that being all black? If I do it, I'm going to figure a way how they can dome it. I can bring in a contractor and they can dome it a little bit. Can you imagine looking up and seeing a ceiling that's 15 feet high with a dome connected to it with black technology attached to it, displaying the stars in the galaxy? Every time you walk by, it moves and it changes. Oh, that's going to be freaking sick. If I dome it, I'm going to do a couple of them. I want to do one room where it's like you can go into the room and come out the other end. It's like kind of like a room hallway. Like you can walk into the room and come out the other and continue down the hallway. That room is going to be coated in all black technology. So I want that room to constantly change and move as you're walking through it, and then you come out the other end. Now mind you, we do have a white sheet of paper. It is right there. Right there, that's where it's at, right over there. Let's try 8K, 8K, Earth.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, they nailed it. Yay! See, background won't pull. Have to have contrast. That's one of the things I don't see. I see them skip this most often when they do the backgrounds, when the intros come up, they would definitely skip that. And the reason why you're going to lose detail, because you don't have contrast. You need contrast to get detail. To pop, got to get that contrast in there. to shock some people. We get naysayers that come into the room. They do come into our room. We know that. And the minute we pop on something like color or something like that, they disappear. And the reason why they disappear, they can't handle it. They're expecting to see something else. They always come in here expecting to see something else, to see the product fail, whatever. Let me give you a little mental message. That's not going to happen. You know why? This is a tested product. We've been through these over and over and over again. It's going to work 100%. We don't have that kind of like, maybe it's going to work, maybe it's not going to work. I don't have that in my head because it's a tested product. But you can see how beautiful that rooster looks. Look how beautiful the colors are. You don't have to calibrate. Now, I know people who buy these great products, you're used to hearing, you got to calibrate. You have to calibrate. If you want this to work, you're going to have to calibrate. Now you get to hear something different. You don't have to calibrate. Not ever. Ever. And this is the reason why I chose to design a 57 gunmetal version to even the playing field. Because my loyal customers, which are absolutely freaking amazing at the end of the day, I'm not going to leave them high and dry. What are you going to be subjected to? Gray paints and white screens. White screens been around since the Solid era of movies. That's how old they are. And gray screen paints, no testing whatsoever. After what we've seen in the last couple of days on these great products, keep in mind, they have to steal Google images in order to make their products look like something more they're not. Talk about padding it, man, at the end of the day. Don't even own the images. That's pretty bad. You don't know what you're looking at when you go in there. You constantly now got to hit the back button on your mouse to make sure the pictures belong to the screen paint. That's kind of messed up, isn't it? Now, I know that upsets a few people, but why is it upsetting? You did it. You have to understand, you can have artwork on your website. Okay, that's artwork right there. But when you have actual pictures of the product itself on display, those pictures need to be real. They need to be from your screen paint and reacting from your projector in your environment. If those images are snatched off Google, that's the same thing as when you go buy a projector on eBay and you see these pictures of this white background and the projector looks super brand new. And you're like, what the freak? Then you realize that person, they didn't even take any pictures of the projector. All they did was just go in and just snatch a couple of pictures off of Google, throw it on their eBay account like, voila, this is what I have. That's how bad it is. You're not supposed to do that at all, period. As a matter of fact, we got new pictures to put up today too. I did the pictures side by side. We put them on Facebook. I'll show you those. If your product works, you don't have to steal images. You don't need them. Generate your own. Let's see what else we got on this reel at the end of the day. Oh, fuzzy kitty.
Once you meet with a TurboTax expert who will do your taxes for you, you're free to do not taxes.
We're not going to take care of you.
This is why I show you the color red, the solid colors first, so that way you can see it. Because usually what happens when you watch demonstrations, they show you a bunch of pretty colors. They don't put anything against the screen. They show you a standby so you can see exactly, comparison, nothing there. So just like on a demonstration, where I was doing a demonstration here, I showed you where we took a DMP supernova, we took a star field, we hit it on the gray wall, and you can see when you turn the lights out, the DMP supernova picks up contrast level, where the gray wall picks up nothing. We turn the lights back on, neither one of them pick up. Now, as we turn the lights out again, you really think you're seeing a black level of the DMP supernova, but you're not. You're physically just seeing gray. Now we take the black screen paint and we stick it up there. Now you see the contrast level and you see the DMP supernova actually turn gray. That's what you were seeing the entire time, but you couldn't see it because your mind was fooling you to make you think you were seeing black when you really weren't seeing black to begin with. That's what a lot of you are going through right now. So that's why I show you the solid colors first. So that way we can calibrate your brain to show you exactly what you're supposed to be really seeing when you stare at a color red. This is how red is supposed to come up. You see how deep and rich it is? When I see colors coming up like this, that means the color is faded and washed. Color is supposed to be red, not faded and washed out. I guarantee you, like I said, if you got a nice sports car and you took it down to a shop to get painted, and I say, hey, what color you want this in? I want this in the color red. You know what the color red looks like. They bring this color out right here, somebody's going to court at the end of the day. You're expecting this, not that. So why are you going to expect that out of your screen? Now, for those that may say, well, you know, hey, you're using that 4300 lumen projector. This is why you're able to produce such white levels. Have you seen our pages under 1,000 lumen demonstrations? We have more 1,000 lumen demonstrations than anyone. Have you seen it? We have a page dedicated on the website for 1,000 lumens. These are screens that are not sitting in the dark. These are screens that are sitting in doorways and windows on all white rooms with projectors. They are taking in a ton of light. We have a couple of them, a few dozen of them outside. So no, that's not it either. Tomorrow we'll do a demonstration. Lights out. We'll bring out Old Faithful, our 1,000 lumen projector. Let's see if a gray and white screen will see it. We're not picking up at 4,000, but I don't think we're going to do it there. But we'll bring it out and see. Sony Pinball 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
I kneel before no one.
I gotta watch this. I gotta get around to watching this.
You have no idea what loss is.
That's the thing about it. When I do 235.1, like movies like this, I'm gonna have to buy them because they're not gonna come in 235.1. Let's show you what you're missing off the Sony demonstration. I know you've seen this a dozen times, right? Well, let's show you what you're missing off of it. Now, keep in mind, those of you who basically cannot accept the technology and what it does, and you have to keep coming up with that, oh, he's changing the camera. Oh, we're definitely going to basically exploit the daylights out of that one. When I get my storefront this summer and I start showing off our screens where people can walk in and see them, we're definitely going to put that theory you have to use to see if it works. But the reason why it's not going to work, because that's a screen that's going to be displayed in a store, which means anyone can walk in there and see it. So how would a camera would be involved in that and controlling the brightness? That'd be an interesting theory, wouldn't it? But we're definitely going to test that theory. And we have your messages one by one in live chats. We're going to put you up and get a little bit of fame over that. See, that's why I tell you, be careful what you say about my technology. You never know, later on down the road, we're going to use this. And we can use this. So basically, we're going to say this is what the skeptic believes. Skeptics believe that we're using special settings on our phone in order to make brighter image. That's what you claimed, right? So let's see. Storefront property, plenty of customers walking in. There's no cameras involved, just people watching the screen. And yes, we'll have our consent forms to make sure we get permission from the customers if we can use them in video demonstrations. Stopped it at the Sony logo. You know why. Now, like I said, when it comes to our technology's white levels, as we explained before, we have a disclaimer on the site that basically says that we are not able to produce as high as a white screen. I put all that information in. I'm very clear on that. The reason why we did so many test demonstrations on white surfaces, it's not even funny. And we've done this on just about every caliber projector we have here in the shop to show you on every level in different environments how it's going to react to white levels. If it couldn't pick up white levels at all, you wouldn't be able to see that Sony crystal clear, including that black picture, black background. Where the gray screen and the white screen can pick up the Sony, they just can't see the black. This is the kind of stuff we're going to have on display. I got to figure out how to get this right here just set, because oh, you can do it on PC. I forgot. Yeah, because on the Fire Sticks they time out. That's why. That's why the Fire Sticks will time out. Where's that really dark demonstration? You get the fireworks display. Oh, we definitely got to do this one. This one's a really dark contrast demonstration. Now, does anyone out there telling you at the end of the day that a gray screen paint product can see a contrast level? That is an absolute lie. That's no. I'm sorry. And if they feel that they're right 100%, well, ask Google. Google will tell you. No, gray screens don't pull contrast. At one point, the whole purpose of the gray screen paint, when we were making them, before gunmetal ever existed, was to have a screen that was better than the white screen. That's the whole purpose of the gray screen. To be able to pick up a slight better contrast, slight better color, and to be able to use it with some light. Because at that time when everybody was using white screens, you were just strictly stuck in a dark environment, and that was it. So that's what the gray screen paint products were for. Now you have gunmetal technology that pops up. This is a screen that can produce a tremendous amount of contrast levels. It can maintain beautiful colors, and because it has that reflective surface, it can see white levels. But the reason why the gray screen paint still exists because the gunmetal is extremely expensive. And some people, when buying a projector setup, they will go and get a white screen. Again, they will lie to themselves thinking they can fix the problem with all the bells and whistles and find out it's not going to work. This is where they run to the forum sites trying to get information how to fix their investment. Well, we definitely got to do this one right here.
You're leaving me for NJF?
So that's what that comes down to.
A mascot.
That's kind of the point.
Don't think of it as Friday. Think of it as Free Fries Friday.
So that's what that comes down to. Thinking that their projector is going to fix the white screen woes. Not going to happen. Then you go out and you get yourself some sort of, well, try gray screen paint product to find out you do have a little bit of color change. You do have a little bit of contrast. You can use a little bit more light in the environment, but you're still in the same rabbit hole at the end of the day. Still same thing. You still haven't climbed out of it yet. You're still in there, in the dark. A little bit more light, a little closer to the top, but you're still in the dark. And then you look at the gunmetal technology that can get you out of the rabbit hole. You look around at the daytime, look at all the cool stuff like, woo! But it's a certain time of the day you can come out. Can't come out early in the morning. Not saying our products work early in the morning. Don't take it from that. So just basically just explain it in a better way. They give you the ability to come out of the hole. But the problem is it costs money. You got to pay the toll to pass. And some people rather just stay in the hole than pay the toll. And then you have our technology, which allows you to come out of there in a daytime better than the gunmetal screen, and you don't have to pay the toll. One of these things about business is understanding your technology, and knowing how to sell your technology. And in order to know how to sell your technology and understand it, you have to test it to know what it is. Nobody in their right mind is, well, we've seen it already, so I can't really say that now because I've actually watched people do it. But, you know, it's like taking an exam and you never study. If you wing that, I mean, that's by sheer luck. But chances are you're going to fail it miserably. So you have to study to pass the test. Well, a lot of these screen paints out here are not doing the testing, and they're failing at the exam. Now, I understand why you naysayers at the end of the day have to come at Mr. Bird and try to make me look like my product doesn't work. I understand that. Because again, at the end of the day, you're threatened by our technology. We know this already. We already seen this already before. This is why my paint takes so much heat at the end of the day. You know why? Because my product's that good. That's why I take on that heat. But I can come out there, if you want the attention, I will give you the attention, and I can go through your sites and I can show you from my experience for years how you are failing your customers. And then ask you to back this up by bringing you to a live forum, which I do all the time, bring it to a live chat, and let them explain it, which they never do. It comes with a lot of curse words, emojis and all that stuff. So, it just shows they don't know what they're doing at the end of the day. Ooh, there's an avatar over there. But it shows them that they don't have to do it in the day. I give you that opportunity. That's why I open up the room to let you come in and give me some really heavy knowledge on your product. But you can't give me heavy knowledge on something that you've never tested and you made it up as you're going along the way. Let's see. Ooh, I'm going to check this out right over here. Let's get past this part right here. I'm just curious. So those of you who have dedicated theater rooms and you're using a white and gray or silver screen, yeah, that's a bad idea. An extremely bad idea. We've been through that one already. We actually had a dedicated theater room. If you can't pick up solid blue, you're definitely not going to pick up blue for Avatar. That's definitely not going to pull. Where's that demonstration on? I'm going to see that contrast one. Ooh, we definitely got to do this one. I don't know how that woman is running sideways with a camera. If that was me, I didn't ate it like 4 feet in. Because ground is uneven, you know that, right? And it's kind of hard to run sideways with a camera, and you definitely would be eating it. Kudos if you don't do it, but I would have eaten it 4 feet in. That shows some real beautiful colors. Now mind you, in these demonstrations, when you're doing OLEDs, backgrounds must remain black at all times. That's the whole purpose of the OLED demonstrations. When I see demonstrations coming up looking ashy, that doesn't work. It's an OLED demonstration. Now, just to add real quick, when we bring out the new gunmetal, which will be, like I said, a month away, or I don't know, it's going to be out, but not right away. Anyway, we do not support knockoff projectors. Do not use these projectors on this technology. Because then we got a new form of headache, which someone's going to say, okay, it's not physically black. This is going to be an extremely dark gunmetal. I told you the most advanced gunmetals are screens that are teetering on the edge of being black, but they're not black. That's perfect gunmetal. And this is going to be one of the darkest gunmetals you've ever seen. But just because it's gunmetal, it's not going to be true 100% black. You cannot use this on your projector. It will not work. So don't bother buying it. We would advise you email us. No, forget it. Don't even bother with that either, because that's not going to work. I'm going to tell you, no, I can't sell it to you. I literally can't sell it to you. So if you're going to email me by, maybe you're going to change out your projector, you want advice to get something else, you can pick up a P2. P2 is literally cheaper than any one of those projectors right now. Cheaper. You're getting 2 million. Well, again, like I said, with our technology, you don't even need 2 million to one. But it just shows you the specifications that you're getting 2 million over 3,000 to 1 contrast on a projector that costs that much money. Oh, pish posh. No. And you're getting native 4K. It baffles me. It really does. How I've seen customers buy a projector that are $25 and $31 and almost $4,000 that clearly states that it's not even native 4K. Why would you do this? And then they go, well, most of them is basically, I'm going to get a 150-inch screen. No, the freak, you won't get a 150-inch screen out of that because, again, you got to compress. You have no pixels to compress. Where are you getting the extra pixels from to compress it to a sharper, brighter image? At that, you are subjected to a white and gray screen, which is worse because now you are stuck in an area where you're using a screen that is extremely outdated. As you can see right there, that's what you're going to pick up on a projector. You just paid almost $3,100 for. You're on a white and gray screen. This is why all the demonstrations are in these dark environments. And even in the dark, reality call for people on this projector, you still ain't picking up a proper image. You're still failing. So that's why I said stay away from the machines. Those get the knockoff kings. As we call them now, we nickname the knockoff kings. Stay away from them. It's a very expensive machine to buy at the end of the day that you don't have native 4K, you don't have native 4K. Really? And your contrast is 3,000 to 1? You do know that even though you're not going to pick up a shade of black, we know that, but at least a darker shade of gray. What the freak are you going to do with 3,000 to 1 on a white screen? That's crap. My projector on the floor, as I told you, my 720p NEC on the floor is 4,000 to 1. It has more contrast than that projector, and I paid $60 for that. Gee whiz. That's horrible. That's actually horrible. I was telling the customer, I sent them over some information. We had a chat and the site where they actually had the projector, and they were first promoting this projector, and we actually had a conversation with the fellow who was promoting it, and he finally broke down because a lot of people were asking him, like, okay, can you explain them? What's the pixelation count? Because I'm going to the website, I'm not seeing the pixelation count. What is it? And he finally broke down and said the base was 1080p. So basically, these big projectors are 1080p base. You know, just get yourself an Optima GT 5500. At least that has 20,000 to 1 contrast attached to it, you know what I mean? Let's see. What we got here for time? Let me see. I want to do that dark Sony. Sony contrast demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Here we go. Perfect example. Actually, it's another one I want to pick up. There's a New York City night scene too. Now, since majority of most of you, we do run into people that are using our technology in well-lit environments. Keep in mind, you're buying an ultra short throw projector. The whole purpose of your ultra short throw is to have something that's going to replace the TV. Problem is, the TV can see 100% contrast. It doesn't even have to be OLED, and it still can see 100% contrast. Your screen won't pick that up at all, period. Even with your whopping 2 million to 1 contrast, you still can't pick it up. That's why we went looking for demonstrations under the P2. We literally couldn't find anybody. Everybody was sitting in the dark. One fellow took it out of the box and hit the wall with it and didn't pick up at all, period. So you spent all that money for 2 million to 1, hit the wall with it, and nothing came up? That's pretty bad. That's a serious hurt piece at the end of the day. It's a hurt piece? Yeah. That's a hurt piece at the end of the day. Now, for those of you who have name brand projectors and you contact us, well, you don't have to contact us. You can buy right from there because your product, your screen, your projector will work. Those of you who have knockoffs, you can't buy the product because, again, I'm not going to sell you something at the end of the day. It's not going to work. You can contact me if you want suggestions on basically maybe you just bought the projector, you want to send it back and get your money, or I don't know how way you want to go about it, but maybe you might want to buy another projector. I can put you in any direction where any projector is going to work on that technology. You just can't use the one that you got. These are people, it's got to be people buying projectors for the first time. They have to be. They have to be people that are just buying projectors for the first time. Do your research. Go around, do your research. And when it comes to our technology, we tell you all the time. The demonstrations that you see on YouTube of our technology, find anybody that's matching what we're doing. Just go look around. See all the demonstrations we do. We pop up all over YouTube. So, you know, do your research before you buy stuff. That German projector I was looking at, I still want to buy it. But I'm a little upset because the lumens on this thing is 700 lumens. And this is a freaking $600 projector. That's a lot of money for a projector with 700 lumens. I'm like, But then again, I have seen projectors with low lumen counts produce very high bright levels. But that's going to be interesting. It's going to be depressing, but it's going to be interesting. And I can't sit there and turn around and say, and I'm not the one of those people at the end of the day are going to say to the customer, the person, the merchant who sold it to me, oh, it's not as described, because it is as described. I'm fully aware of my actions when I purchased that machine. It's just at 700 lumens for a projector that's $600. That's my pipes knocking. Knocking. At first, I thought that was my neighbor downstairs. I had a conversation with him. I said, I was back to take care of something real quick. But no, these pipes had something called hammer pipes. So waiting for my Jones to go. You don't hear them all day. It never happens. Once in a blue moon, I'll pop up. You hear it. But that's how much you're missing, people. It's a lot, ain't it? All right. Well, that being said, we're going to tie it up here. We're going to go too long into this. And that way you can see at the end of the day what you actually are getting and what you're not getting. That your screen is completely. Oh, we got to leave it up here. We got another demonstration to do. Well, I got pictures to take. So my menu pops up and all that's supposed to show. Let's show you something real quick. Let's do the easiest demonstration in contrast. This is the jazz demonstration. Easiest one to do. So you can't have your lights on. That's never going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. And you definitely can't have them out. It's not going to work. All right, let's keep a little bit of lights out. So you got a better chance of picking up a better image? Really deep in that rabbit hole, are we not? I got to get some pictures for this, definitely. I had to clear my camera out today because it basically maxed out my memory and pictures. So now we got enough memory in there. I'm going to take a bunch of pictures, post this on the site. This is the wake-up call. New York City, screensaver, black background.
Getting that from YouTube.
Gonna come over there. Like that one, I'll check that one out too.
I'm the #1 fan of Advanced Auto Parts. You got this, Carlos! Thanks, Advance.
This is how we advance.
Let me bypass that. Here we go. So we're going to have some demonstrations. We're going to call the wake-up call. These are demonstrations. Y'all been asking for it over and over again. Mr. Bird, lights out, lights out, lights out. All right. We'll show you lights out. We'll show you in different calibers, ultra short throws, long throw, 1,000 lumens, lights out. And I guarantee you, whatever we throw up on this screen, that gray screen and that white surface won't even pick up. It'll show you exactly what you're getting at the end of the day. This is why when you sit there and see me on camera going, gee whiz, what the freak is going on here? Because I'm literally watching the screen wash out. But you can't see it because you have nothing to compare it to. You really think at the end of the day that you're actually seeing color and contrast and you're not seeing jack. See how that reflection pops off? You see here? Gone. Not even there. And for any gray screen paint product out there who wants to sit there and say that my theory is incorrect, well, you want to challenge my wall? Because just like I popped the top on that Network Grade 773, I told you, I've been doing this for a while. I looked at it, I clearly called it. I said, it's going to match. Now, if I tell you what we have here in this environment is going to match your paint, it's going to match. But anytime anybody wants to chatter, it's I'll go buy your stuff. And y'all watch, you will cancel out. You will definitely cancel out. You won't go against my walls in here. But I am going to pick up some Network Grade 773, Slip Silver, and the other ones we use for testing. I got to see this. That's a heck of a lot of contrast missing. My projector has 2000 to 1 contrast. That's it. We are lower than the freaking VMAX projector. I remember this one guy contacted me and asked me, like, can we fix it? And I'm like, man, I couldn't fix that thing even if you had 3 wishes. I can't. What am I going to do with it? It's a fake knockoff machine. That thing's not going to run. That's like when you get a projector, you have to use, not a projector, but some printers require genuine ink cartridges. Genuine. You stick anything else in there, it won't read it. It won't pick it up. You have to have genuine cartridges to use in certain machines. My HP Packer over there is the same way. If you stick another generic in there, it won't pick it up. It won't even register. It has to be genuine. So you have to have a genuine projector to hit the screen paint. You want to be out there in a fully lit environment, you want to pick up 100% contrast levels, you don't want to calibrate, you want the colors to pop, you want your screen to look absolutely amazing, you got to get a genuine projector. No knockoffs, no fakes. Alright. Look, I see Taco Bears and they're like, man, come on, let's watch some TV in the big room. Let's watch some TV in the big room. Yeah, just look at that. That's well, we all know what that is. There we go. Look at this new hiding spot now. He just camouflaging himself in there. This we can't. I walked past him like 4 times one time and didn't even know he was in there. What are we watching in here? Let me see. Jazz music. Beer Meets Food. You wanna watch Beer Meets Foods? I think got some new episodes out. You wanna watch that? Let me see. No, it's up to you. What do you want? Oh, you're right there. What the frick you want to watch? Let's see. Let's go with let's see. We're gonna check that joint at 8K again. Hold on. 8K, Earth. Man, I'm about to put the biggest screen for the P2. It is going to be, this is 150 inch. This screen gonna be bigger. It's gonna cover half this wall. I only want to leave a little bit of trim of the wall showing. So, what I'm gonna be doing, the lights on here for a minute. All right, so what I wanna do is, right now, like I said, I haven't even started. I just moved here. I've been here about a month already, and I haven't really started on what I wanna do in here yet. But I already got an idea how we're gonna hook up this section in here. So, the sofa, by measurement, will fit, because it's a big sofa. It's gonna come all the way from here, it's gonna over here, and this thing is deep. It's like a deep sofa that you can lay back in. It's gonna stop here, which is good, because it's not gonna hit the popcorn machine, so that's good. The chair, I'm probably gonna have to put that probably right over there. And the sofa comes out about this. That's how deep the sofa is. The sofa comes out from here all the way to here. Literally, thing's a bed. It's huge. Then it comes with this freaking massive ottoman that comes all the way out here in the center, right here, which is gonna take most of my floor, but I don't care. It's big enough. We got 21 feet back here to play with. And that's one of the problems I had when I was going in and out of apartments, because when I first moved up here, I went to a furniture store and I saw the sofa and I fell in love with it. And I've just been comparing every place to a sofa because I wanted that sofa. That sofa is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, it's huge. It's huge. A big giant sofa. I want that sofa so badly. And that's one of the things I talked about. And so when I get my place, I want this giant screen. I want the P2. I want to put the PS5 over here, my gaming system. And I want this giant, massive sofa that me and Taco can sit back, tuck in deep, and just watch our movies with this giant screen hitting us in the face. So we're going to do 2 projector setups. We're going to do the P2 over here. P2 is going to have a customized levitating stand, because I got something I'm going to build on my speakers in there. And then for this machine over here, this is going to be mounted to the ceiling. So I'm going to be punching this to the ceiling. I'm going to be telling my neighbors ahead of time, look, you're going to hear some going off. That'll be me installing it to give them a little heads up on that. And then once that's installed in, I can basically switch over. I can hide all my wires and stuff will be hidden down here nicely. All this will be cleaned up. And where the sofa's hitting, I can put the subs there, which is pretty cool. I'm going to get a set of speakers for over here. Actually, my speakers over here. I don't want to see speakers. I don't want to see towers and nothing. Everything has to be hidden. I want to hear sound. Don't want to see giant speakers like a Stonehenge effect going off. That's just me. If you have that and you like it, thumbs up. But me, I'm different. I don't want to see speakers. So that's pretty much it. I made a couple of nice light lamps in here, but most when we're doing demonstrations, we're gonna have these on. And I'm gonna get a couple more of those star projectors for the ceiling. There's actually a star projector missing. There's one that actually shoots these meteors that go back and forth. So that's what I'm gonna get next. And that's pretty much all we're gonna put in here. Giant sofa, giant screen, gaming system, PC. If you said something, yeah, I caught a yesterday. I think I hit poison ivy outside. Got jacked up. But anyway, here and here, this is what we're gonna do. Set that up so it's levitating. And then the floor, how the floor is gonna be done, a buddy of mine's gonna come in because the carpet really doesn't bother me all that much, but it was when I first came, it was jacking me up. I guess I got immune to it, but still I want it covered. He's gonna plastic seal. Nice thin plastic. They're gonna hit it with a heat gun so it stays nice and tight. And then they're gonna put that fake snap-on floor over top of it, which ain't gonna cost me much because I only got like this room, that room, and that room. So that's what we're gonna set up in here. This jazz music, Taco. Taco, you getting rid of my jazz music. Taco, on the other hand, is gonna hate it because he loves the carpet. I hate the carpet. Got fear every time you drop something on it. I don't have to go through that no more. Isn't that beautiful? I can come out of here in the dark and just boom, load up on this giant screen, 150 inches, 21 feet back. But so for now, the setup we're going to have in here is going to be 21 feet back to ultra short throw. In the next room, we're going to have ultra short throw and two side-by-side projectors. They're going to do two dual, I counted about 70-inch portrait screens for work. And then we're going to have you to switch the ultra short throw back there to 1610, 16:9, and 235.1. For RetroPie 4.3, for PS4 will be around 16:9 or 16:10. And then for watching movies, 235.1. So allow me to switch back and forth. As I told you, everything in the house is coated in gray paint, literally. Yeah, gray screen paint don't work anywhere at all, period. And that projector sitting behind me is 5,000 lumens. It's a Chrissy LW505 full 1080p projector, 1920 by 1200 at 5,000 lumens. And it can't pick up on the gray. Nope. So I love about the lens shift on this thing. This is my remote control. Think your remote control is insane? You know how many this projector right here has 21 key shifts on it, 21 keystones on it. This thing is really advanced. I can adjust anything on here perfectly. And it also has, if you hear it click from time to time, it's a clicking noise, it constantly adjusts to each frame rate. Yep, it's pretty cool. And it has interchangeable lenses. I can pull my lens out, I can throw ultra short through, and put any lens in there when if I did today. So that can become ultra short. The only problem, the lens is like crazy freaking expensive. They're not cheap. That's the beautiful thing about lens shifting. Now, when I mount my projector to the ceiling, it really doesn't make a difference at all. I mean, I got lens shift. I can shift this thing to the ceiling, to the floor. Watch this right here. Let's do the giant tiger. Starfield screensaver. Basic contrast. All right, there we go. Now, usually the other ultra short, projectors I have that have lens shift capabilities can't do what this machine can do. This machine's lens shift, you can lens shift, but you can only lens shift to a certain degree. So, if I want to, let's see. And getting back to your gray screens, y'all can't do that 150 inches. It's not going to happen. Not even with 5,000, you're not going to be able to do it. It's not going to pick up. So let's do the lens shift real quick, and let's bounce it to the floor. See if your projector can do that. Look at him, look. You're gonna lose his mind here. What's that taco on the floor? What is that? What is that? You don't know what it is. Like, what the freak is that? That's remote control. We need that lens shift. That's how I'm seeing the lens shift on this projector. Usually if you're mounting a projector to the ceiling and you don't have lens shift capability, what happens is the fact that when you set up your projector, you're definitely going to miss your mark, which means your screen can hit the bottom. It could be up on the top of the ceiling. Like, you'll definitely miss your mark. And you got to adjust it to get it in place. You got to realign it up. But lens shift just go do, 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 done. That's it. Blue screen. Make sure we're lined up just right. We should be. So I'll line it up to make sure I'm lined up perfectly. There we go, a couple inches, there we go. All right, that's done. Now, anyway, at the end of the day, this is not even ultra short throw, and I can treat my screen like a TV. So that tells you something right there. If you bought an ultra short throw, so you can treat it like a TV, that's not even ultra short throw. And mine's more of a TV than people who actually have an ultra short throw that's designed for a TV set kind of style. And y'all can't even do that. Beer meets food. It's my favorite episode to watch. I'm gonna get me a bowl of cereal. Watch this guy. I love his channel. Guy eats some crazy stuff. Oh, haven't seen that one yet. And see, wake up call. There are those of you sitting up there with these ultra short throw projectors sitting in the dark, claiming you can do 150 inches. I don't even have an ultra short throw. I can do a TV style setup better than you guys can. And my projector's not even ultra short throw. I'm at a distance. You're sitting right up on top of the screen. I'm 21 feet away. And I have more of a TV setting than you have. And that's what that projector was designed to do. But this is me. Okay, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. You know, it's a wake-up call, and it's a big wake-up call. Like I said, a lot of y'all claiming to be, you have this and have that, and I keep going to the YouTube channels, and I look up, and y'all don't have anything in there going on.
Helps you fight migraine.
Okay. Like I said, my setup I have in there is not set up for like a TV style. It's 21 feet from my screen. And I can basically have more of a TV setting than you have at the end of the day. Or any one of these companies that are sitting there saying, oh, you get a TV-like setting. It's not a TV-like setting. If I bought a TV and it came out looking like that, I definitely want my money back. What was this one right here? This one's actually a really nice one. When I do the 235.1, the city background is freaking amazing. It's like no other. That city display is no other. It has to be on 235.1. It is a must. Anytime you do a city display. Looks so much better. I used to love that when I would come in the house and I'd walk in and turn my projectors on, and that 158 inch would just stretch halfway across the room, and you just see that so beautiful scene of New York City just pushing right along. Man, I love that. Oh, by the way, so I figured out how to get 3 sound. Oh, I forgot we're painting to the wall now. Forgot about that one. Damn it. So we were actually going to build a frame, acoustic frame, and do it. But again, my wall is huge. So basically, to bring the lumber and all that, I don't feel like doing all that work. I'm gonna paint it right to the wall. So I'm gonna paint it right to the wall. So what I have to do is I'm gonna have to mount my speaker to the bottom. So these speakers are pretty interesting. You can literally daisy chain your center speakers. basically just get a Y adapter. That's basically about it. And you can basically connect one to the next. They will all run on the subs, but no problem whatsoever. So I'm running this sub over here with 2 sound bars at the same time. Hey, have we not had this conversation more times? Get your butt away from my cables, joker. Anyway, so I'm gonna run, I can daisy chain 3 sound bars because the screen's gonna be wide. And we'll put the 2 subs behind us back here. Oh, and real quick, let me show you something real quick, right? So basically, I was showing people this cool trick. You probably figured it out for yourself, but you know you can run fire sticks off battery packs, right? This is my fire stick right here. It's running off my battery pack, right there. And it doesn't use a lot of power either. So that's the beautiful thing about it is, you know, can't find an outlet, you're outside, you got your projector and everything hooked up. You can run it off a battery pack easily, which that's what I do. Now I have a projector in here that basically is a little small one. It's a Brookstone. It has a built-in battery charger, so I can charge it up and get about 8 hours of movie time off of it. 8 hours. But now the Fire Stick, I plug that into a battery pack. The whole thing is completely portable. So I'm gonna pick myself up a 50-inch screen. Coated with the, well actually at that time, it would be the new gunmetal technology. Coated with that, and I got myself a nice little portable setup. I can take anywhere I want, take it out of my bag, set it up and chill. So we can call that portable theater. And this would be a nice way, like I said, anyway, I love to advertise. So having that 50-inch, that portable projector on the tripod, and then hooked up with the Fire Stick with the battery pack, we can do a setup, we can show our technology, we can do a screen, we just paint half of it, show you what you're missing from your projector, even at 200 lumens. Let's shut the door, we got too much light in here. We're washing out the other screen. Oh, it's already washed out. The future, people, the future is black. All right, we went a little bit over time. We had some fun, so I'm gonna jump in here and watch this movie. I'm not sorry, watch Beer Meets Food, which I love that freaking channel so much. And like I said, product is still available on the website, but like I said, after the 2-month period, the website, the shopping cart is gonna be shut down for at least 1 month. And that 1 month period of time, I will be in development for the gunmetal technology for our customers. Because again, I've gotten emails from customers, you know, some were upset, some were bothered by saying that, you know, it's not fair because if you move out, it is going to happen. You know it's going to happen. What other screen paints do you have that are tested as long as we are? Anybody comes out saying, oh, I got a black screen paint, how far do you go back? How far? How many tests have you done on your products? That's why I'm going to load up my page called my Black versus Black Gallery. This will show you literally how many black versus black on different paints we have done literally against our screen paints. It's about 70 videos in that clip. You see, when we talk about outdoor demonstrations, we have the most demonstrations outdoor. If you go on YouTube right now and you type in 150-inch 720p, that'll be us. You don't even got to put in black screen. None of that at all, period. Put in a 150-inch screen and put in a 720p. It'll be us, it'll be pop up. 180-inch screen, it's us that pop up. 235.1s, that'll be us that'll pop up. We've done that, literally that many demonstrations. I have over 7,000 demonstrations on test, and we flood YouTube with all that. That's why the first thing I get when a customer says, hey, I saw you on YouTube. We've done wallpaper screens, styrofoam screens, you name it, we've done it. And this is what's required. If you're going to really make a good quality screen paint, you have to back it up. You just can't come on camera with all these crazy theories. Got to back that up. All right, gotta go. Just enjoy y'all evening. I'm gonna sit back and watch some of this TV up here with Taco just sitting there patiently, Mr. Taco. And enjoy y'all evening.